You open your eyes for the very first time in the year 129 AC. And congratulations! You are a Dragonseed. But here's the thing though. Having the blood of ancient conquerors in your veins doesn't mean a crown is waiting for you. It means you are about to be used as disposable meat, thrown into a pitch-black cavern to tame a feral weapon of mass destruction, all before dying a terrifying, lonely death in the clouds. Your entire life up to this moment has been nothing but mud, salt, and aching labor. You spend your days scraping jagged barnacles off wooden hulls at the docks. Your hands are constantly bleeding. Your silver hair or mismatched purple eyes are a curse, a permanent brand marking you as the illegitimate mistake of some forgotten noble who couldn't keep their hands to themselves. You are entirely invisible. You sleep on straw, you eat fish scraps, and you keep your head down when the castle lords ride past your slum. But today, everything changes. Royal guards march into the mud streets, nailing parchment to the tavern doors. They are offering lands, knighthood, and gold to any bastard brave enough to wake up the volcano and claim a beast. You look at your bleeding, blistered hands. You think this is your one and only ticket out of a life of crushing poverty. Yep, classic mistake. You join a massive crowd of the desperate, marching up the jagged obsidian steps toward the smoking mountain. You reach the cavern entrance. The heat washing out of the dark smells like rotten eggs and burnt hair. Suddenly, the royal guards step back, and the heavy spiked iron gates slam shut behind you. The lock clicks. The ground beneath your feet vibrates with a guttural, deafening screech that rattles your very teeth. A man next to you starts sobbing. You are locked in the dark with a starving god made of fire. But how exactly do you survive a monster that is currently chewing on the people right in front of you? Well, you're about to find out. You are pushed forward into the suffocating gloom. There is no grand strategy here, no noble speeches, just pure, unadulterated panic. You are surrounded by exactly 70 other bastards, sellswords, and desperate fools, all tripping over each other on the slippery, uneven stone. You turn the corner into the main cavern, and the sheer scale of the horror hits you. The beast is waiting. It doesn't care about your silver hair or the blood in your veins. You watch in absolute paralyzed horror as a man you grew up with steps forward, raising his hands in a desperate plea. The dragon's jaws snap shut with the speed of a striking viper. The man is bitten perfectly in half. Blood sprays across the cavern walls, raining down on your face. You hear the sickening wet crunch of his spine being ground into paste. The mortality rate of this little experiment is catastrophic. Out of the 70 hopeful souls standing in this chamber, 16 will be swallowed whole or ripped limb from limb before the hour is out. Another 48 will be caught in the splash zone of the beast's fury, permanently maimed by collateral fire, suffering horrific third-degree burns that will leave them begging for a quick death. You are slipping on the blood and intestines of your neighbors. The cavern is filled with the shrieks of men being roasted alive in their boots. And then, the dragon turns its glowing reptilian eyes directly onto you. You are forced to step forward. There is nowhere left to run. The ambient temperature near the beast's maw spikes to over 3,000 degrees. Your leather tunic begins to smoke, and the soles of your boots are literally melting into the superheated stone. You can feel the moisture boiling right out of your eyeballs. Every breath you take is tearing your throat apart. The air is so scorched it feels like you're inhaling powdered glass. You lock eyes with the monster, and the true horror begins. This isn't just an animal you can tame. This is a violent, invasive psychological shattering. You feel a white-hot, agonizing pressure behind your eyes as the dragon's ancient alien consciousness slams headfirst into your own. You collapse to your knees, clutching your skull. The dragon does not enter your mind politely. It floods it. You feel your memories being pawed through by something ancient and contemptuous. And one by one, they start to burn. The smell of your mother's hair, gone. The face of the bread girl who smiled at you every morning, gone. For one horrifying second, you forget your own name. And the beast fills that empty space with its own. A word in High Valyrian so old and so heavy that your nose starts to bleed. In its place, the dragon fills your mind with an overwhelming, insatiable hunger for charred meat and ash. The beast opens its jaws, and a wall of punishing fire washes over you. Your skin blisters and breaks. You smell your own flesh cooking. You are pushed to the absolute razor's edge of death. Your heart threatening to stop from sheer agony. And then, silence. The flames die down. The beast lowers its massive spiked head. The psychic link snaps into place like a heavy iron chain. You survived, but the cost is absolute. You will never sleep soundly again. You have permanently traded your humanity for a saddle. You stagger out of the cavern, collapsing into the ash-stained mud. You spend the next 7 days confined to a dark room in the castle, your entire body wrapped in linen soaked in sweet-smelling salves. Your skin is peeling off in thick, painful sheets, but the physical agony is nothing compared to the deafening silence in your head. You stare at the ceiling, feeling profoundly, terribly empty. The part of your brain that used to laugh at the tavern, the part that felt warmth toward the girl who sold bread in the village, it's gone, cauterized. You try to speak to one of those serving boys who brings you water, a kid you used to play dice with in the alleys. He won't even look up at you. He shakes violently, drops the cup, and runs. You realize that, to the rest of the world, you are no longer a human being. You are an extension of the monsters sleeping in the volcano. You are a loaded weapon. Your old life is entirely dead. And the only thing you feel now is the low, thrumming heartbeat of the dragon, echoing in your own chest, demanding to be let off its chains. Your burns haven't even fully scabbed over when the castle meisters hands you your orders. You see, the continent is tearing itself apart in a civil war, and the enemy forces have just hired a massive foreign fleet to break your faction's naval blockade. You're the Crown's desperate countermeasure. You strap yourself into the heavy iron saddle, the thick leather grinding agonizingly against your raw, blistered skin. You launch into the freezing sky. Below you, the ocean is choked with exactly 90 massive enemy warships. They are tearing into your fleet, filling the water with splintered hulls and drowned sailors. You dive. The G-force threatens to snap your neck. You scream the Valyrian command to burn. The inferno that erupts from your dragon instantly vaporizes the ocean water below. You watch numb as a galleon is engulfed in a blinding white flash. You can hear the popping of human fat and the frantic shrieks of sailors literally boiling alive in their armor. You are slaughtering hundreds of men in seconds, turning the sea to steam. But a massive volley of scorpion bolts fills the sky. You feel a sickening, vibrating thud as a spear the size of a tree trunk grazes your dragon's wing. Because of your psychic bond, a shockwave of white-hot pain shoots straight into your own nervous system. You nearly black out. You manage to limp back to base, your hands stained with soot, deafened by the roar of the flames. You have survived your first battle, but you feel absolutely nothing for the thousands of men you just turned to ash. You return to the war camps a supposed hero, but Your daily reality is a living hell of isolation. You walk into the command tent, and the silence is deafening. You are surrounded by exactly 10,000 men, yet you have never been more profoundly alone. The true-born lords and knights of ancient houses do not look at you with respect. They look at you with deep-seated terror and dripping contempt. You see, to the nobles, you are just a peasant holding a knife to their throats. They are terrified that a bastard with a dragon might suddenly decide he wants to be a king. You notice that the roasted mutton brought to your tent smells slightly sweet. You force yourself to feed a piece to a stray camp dog, watching coldly as the animal seizes and dies of poison minutes later. It's fine. You are getting used to the daily assassination attempts. Your mind is constantly slipping. The feral instincts of your dragon are bleeding into your waking hours. You find yourself snapping at the squires, your eyes unconsciously tracking their jugulars, calculating exactly how long it would take to melt their armor to their skin. You are trapped in a system that desperately needs your firepower, but fully intends to murder you the exact second you outlive your usefulness. You are deployed to a bustling market town housing exactly 4,000 terrified civilians. Your orders are to defend it against the advancing enemy army. But everything the nobles feared about you and your kind is about to come true. 2 other bastards who claim dragons alongside you have finally snapped, tired of being treated like expendable trash by the lords they serve. They turn their dragons inward. You are in the sky when the betrayal happens. You watch in sheer disbelief as they unleash walls of fire directly onto your allied camp and the defenseless town below. You are paralyzed. The sky fills with thick, choking black smoke. You hear the scream of 4,000 people being roasted alive in their homes. You are forced to navigate through a chaotic aerial slaughterhouse, dodging rogue dragon fire. And then, emerging from the smoke like a mountain of bronze scale, is Vermithor, the Bronze Fury, the largest dragon after Vagar herself, nearly 100 years old, once the mount of a king, and hunched in the saddle on its back is a bastard exactly like you. Same silver hair, same bleeding dockworker's hands. Once, he looked at the lords who spat on him, did the same math you've been suppressing for months, and simply picked the other answer. Your dragon roars in defiance, but you feel the cold, heavy grip of terror radiating through your bond. You are looking at a creature that has survived 100 wars. You suddenly realize how small, fragile, and foolish you truly are. You do the only thing you can do. You run. You wheel your dragon around and flee into the smoke. The screams of 4,000 people burning, chasing you across the sky. It is the correct decision. 1 dragon against 2 is not a battle. It's a funeral. But as the burning town shrinks behind you, a cold realization sets into you. Everyone on the ground just watched the 3rd bastard fly away while the other 2 committed treason. And in a few weeks' time, the only way to prove which side you're on will be to fly back and kill him. You do not survive the war. In the weeks after the betrayal, no one says the word coward to your face. They don't have to. 2 seeds turned traitor, and the 3rd fled the field. That is the only story the lords need. You realize there is only one way left to prove you are not him. So when the order comes to fly back and burn the traitors out, you do not hesitate. You find him in the smoke above the ruined town. The Bronze Fury turns to meet you, and the sky becomes a cage for exactly 2 dragons. Your beast is faster. His is 100 years of muscle and hate. You slam together in mid-air, jaws locked, wings tangled, and the world starts to spin. Through the bond you feel everything, your dragon's ribs cracking, its throat being torn open, its terror bleeding into yours until you can't tell who's whose. And then, the sky simply lets go of you both. You are torn from the saddle. You fall for what feels like a lifetime, thousands of feet, through the very clouds you traded your soul to claim. Before the mud takes you back, it is the exact death the world promised you the day you were born. You just refuse to hear it. Somewhere in the wreckage above, you feel the bond violently, agonizingly snap. You are entirely alone. You realize, in your final moment, gasping breaths, that you were a fool to ever want this. You never gained a real family. You never gained a legacy. You gave up on your humanity, your sanity, and your very soul to bond with a monster, all to serve a fragile, broken political machine that viewed you as disposable garbage from day one. You close your eyes for the last time, knowing your name will be erased from the histories. You see, the blood of the dragon didn't elevate you. It just ensured you would burn like the rest of them. And hey, if you like the content, please consider subscribing and hit that like button.